Okay, so just a few quick things for you guys, kind of what we're working on, what I'm working on is, here is our kind of plan for the coming season. So you'll see there are 3 main themes for us: playing in the opponent's half of the field, playing as a team in the right times, and then playing in 2s and 3s, and then providing support and cover. I have my own methodology that I use with you guys, and this is kind of coaching stuff, but this is what I will do to change up the sessions that we work through, but then also to keep you guys on your toes too. So as we've kind of moved through January, we worked a little bit on possession. We worked a little bit just towards the end, especially the last week or so, with recognizing when to press, and then communication has been a constant underneath. That will lead into the coming February with forward passes, pressing from the front, and then communication to double team, especially the 2 and the 3 fitting together that we can press, and then that will lead to double team opportunities. March, right now, I have the recycle possession, I have making play predictable, and then communication and cover. These 3 are open to changing. It depends on how we do in February and if we need to remain in the February phase through March, or if we can move on, or if we need to change it completely. So you'll see the plan for the week of February. I'm going to add in beach soccer again on February 16th. And then on the 17th, I'm going to add us another scrimmage. Look, that's a terrible thing. Then on the 23rd, I'm going to add another scrimmage for us. This is all to be confirmed. And given the state of the city with field accessibility, we will probably be traveling. But I'm going to try and get them as close to the city as I can, and I'll get you as much notice as I can too. So that 17th is coming up pretty quick, but keep those dates open, please. Into March, working on finalizing this practice schedule. We should be finalized by February 11th, and then we'll be 3 days a week. I'm going to push for another scrimmage at the beginning of March because the NPL season starts on the week of the 18th, so that will be the 23rd, 24th weekend. So once the schedule is typically released a couple of weeks before that, and then we'll be able to begin to scheduling our games and getting ourselves organized and having our opponents set. Once I know more on that, I'll be able to add in more beach soccer and, if necessary, more scrimmages, but I don't think we'll really need them because it's going to be quite a busy period. Something specific to note is that in May, on the 18th and 19th, it's the NPL showcase. So based on our season performance, we will be in NPL 2. The positive of being in NPL 2 this season is that we should get a bit of better competition. We should be more prepared given our practice themes and our kind of approach to the coming season. But it also means that we will stay within the NPL league for the fall season too. So we're going to have tryouts right around this kind of middle to end of April. And then the team will remain in NPL so that we'll be able to say we are still an NPL team. We will remain. You guys will be fighting to stay within an NPL team too. So that's kind of the season outlook for you guys. I'm going to add tryouts there. And I'll add in all the tentative dates like the scrimmages, like the beach soccer, and I'll fit in more when I can. And that NPL showcase, we can't miss that. So that's non-negotiable. We'll add in something for the end of the season because we haven't really done anything yet apart from the beach soccer. And then training schedule will be decided as we kind of move forwards. So, guys, any questions on the schedule and kind of what the season's going to look like going forward?
No.
Okay.
No.
Hello? Make it easy.
No question.
Okay, so that.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah, far away.
The only problem is for the tryouts, I have a break, so I don't think I'm going to be here.
When are you away? Okay.
Yeah, I know.
So will you email me or so I can log that and make a note of it?
Well, my break is like from the 15th to like this, like during the tryouts. Wait, when?
Okay.
Where's your pen?
It's the last 2 weeks of April.
Last 2 weeks of April. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me look at what that means for us, but I'll get back to you on that, all right?
Okay.
So then let me move across into the peak performance. So for every player, and I did it for myself too, I gave myself my 10 traits, my 10 attributes, and then I scored myself again. So now you'll see that the chart is beginning to grow, and then I can compare to how I have been performing previously and how I can look to improve on my own. So I also have these goals, and you guys all have the same too. Your soccer goal, and this is what I want to clarify with you too. So my soccer goal, for example, I want to do the double around the world skill. You guys know the double around the world. I actually did it yesterday at practice. But my measurement for that is that I'm going to film it, and I'll share it with you guys. To do that, I'm going to practice for 10 minutes. My personal goal, I want to read 3 books. Those are the books: The Tipping Point, Fly Like a Man, and then What Really Matters. My measurement is, of course, 3 completed books by the end of the month. My goals for the team, you'll see them: possession, pressing, communication, and they all build into the teams too. And then my measurement will be there, hopefully on film from our scrimmages. And then the club had a goal for me too, which is to improve my own team communication. And that's kind of why I'm working through the spring season calendar and having a chat with you guys now too. So I'm going to pick the barn. So the barn puts his scores in. I'll update his chart to pop it properly. So of course he wants to become better at juggling. Before and after juggling makes total sense. Grades, report card, and so on. Then, so we can improve Jimmy. Jimmy's going to be a beast because he's going to use a weight bench for 30 minutes a day. So Jimmy, I want to know how are you going to measure that? Do you measure that by your bicep? Is it increased weight? Is it pushing Luke over? Whatever that might be.
Wow.
Whatever that might be, that's going to be your measurement. Because it's really important for me to, A, be able to see what you guys are working on, but then also for me to set that for you. So then I can say, Jimmy, I want his anticipation and his awareness to improve. So subjectively, I'll be able to see him in a position where he can break a play, attack the ball, of a teammate. Then, of course, the film review would show that he's not walking and he's always in place. Then I get to Judah, and we see that. So that brings me into back to planning. What I've set up here are mini teams. So you all are now part of an accountability team, and it goes vertical. So Jake, Aiden, and Riley, you are in a team. Jimmy, Antoine, and Lucas, you're in a team. Romeo, Kaz, Jack. Adit, Saruto, Campbell, Tor, and Judah, and Adam, Luke, and Anatole. You guys are all in a group. Now, for February, the group leaders are going to be the top 6 here. So Jake, Jimmy, Romeo, Adit, Campbell, and Ibar. Those guys, for the month of February, are responsible for the players in their team for completing their peak performance. So, Campbell, you're responsible for Tor, which is not a meat by any task, because Tor has a lot that he actually wants to work on. Now, you're going to help him fill out his measurements. And then your other teammate is Anatole. So you're going to check in with Anatole and say, all right, here's your scores too. I don't know what he scored because he didn't put them in. So we'll have him make sure he puts these traits in. It could be
Wait,
ahead.
I didn't fill him in.
It could be passing. It could be whatever. Yeah, you can go back and do that. That's fine, man. So then, go on.
Wait,
Go on, Anton.
I did fill all this stuff in though.
Did you put these traits in?
Wait.
Oh yeah, I see them there. Oh no, I see them. I'll come back. I'll circle back with you so we can do it. So then, so your personal goal is to get straight A's. So then, Campbell, I expect you to be checking in on him and just saying, "Hey, are you studying hard? How you doing? Are you good?" Because then, when you get, well, what I will do during practice is I will ask to speak to the 6 captains, and I'll ask you for feedback. It might be at the end of practice, it might be at the beginning of practice, and I'll just say, I want to know what your team thinks of practice. I want to know how your team do. I want to know how you guys think the last game went, or how you think we can approach the next game. Things like that. So then come March, Aiden, Antoine, Kaz, Denise, Paul, and Luke, you guys are all going to be the captains of your team too. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Final thing that is going to be fun for me, maybe for you guys, maybe you don't know, is this ranking tab. I'm going to rank you guys throughout the month, and then at the end of the month, we'll have a final ranking of 1 through 18 of the best performing players for the players that are letting the team down or are not attending as much or letting their accountability down. So let's say Campbell doesn't show up to practice for 4 sessions and he decides that he's away for a game. Suddenly Campbell might find himself in 18th position in the ranking. Let's say we've got Haruto who's pushing really hard and he's trying to be the best he can be and he's looking at it. He's following his goals. He might be up into 5th because Jake is doing better and he's in 4th and Abar's in better and he's in 7th. So, and this is what I'm going to share with you guys because I want you to see that there's so much that this team can achieve and so much that we can do if we can put in some effort on this side of things, like the peak performance, like getting you guys into your own team goals and then becoming accountable for each other so that we have some mini teams within the team that can help lead us forward. And I try to mix you guys up as much as possible so that the positioning isn't always the same, so we now are beginning to connect the lines of the team too. So Aiden is the goalie, Jake typically across the back, Riley typically in the middle of the field. We've connected 3 of our players right there across the middle of the field. So that's the plan for February, and then we'll revisit again for March. And when we revisit in March, it would be in your small team. So I would meet or I would have a chat with Jake, Aiden, and Riley. Then I would chat with Jimmy, Antoine, and Lucas, and so on. That clear for you guys?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any questions?
No.
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 What were the different categories for the rankings?
The categories for the rankings are completely on my decision. So if I, for example, I say, come on in, boys, and Romeo decides to take one more free kick and kick the ball away, Romeo's going down in my ranking.